Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
All right, this is Juice Robinson, and you're listening to Keepin It Strong Style. You better keep listening. We're at WrestleCon having a blast.
Yo, this is Rich Latta from One Nation Radio. This is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network. We present to you the Ace of Podcasts, Keepin It Strong Style. Let's go. It's the Ace of Podcasts, Keepin It Strong Style. Covering New Japan, they ready to hold it down. Jeremy Donovan and the young boy Josh. Come and hit a job out and bury all the frauds. From the Tokyo Dome over to the G1. Social Suplex is the network where we can get it done. I'ma chill and let them have it, cause this is just an intro. Keeping the strong style, 6 stars from the get-go, boy. Yeah, from Tampa Bay to the Tokyo Dome, this is Keeping It Strong Style with your hosts, Jeremy Donovan and the young boy Joshua Smith. And thank you for listening.
Welcome to Keeping It Strong Style, the ace of podcasts on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. Jeremy Donovan here, joined by the young boy Josh Smith. On today's show, we'll be reviewing the Road to Wrestling Dontaku show that happened on the 13th. We'll also be giving our predictions for this Saturday's Sengoku Lord show. And of course, we'll cover all the latest news in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can support our show by subscribing to the Social Suplex Podcast Network on the podcast app of your choice and leaving a rating and review. You can also get all the podcasts and columns at socialsuplex.com. Go to socialsuplex.com/subscribe to sign up to get all the podcasts and columns delivered directly to your email inbox. This episode of Keeping It Strong Style is brought to you by Powerslam.tv. Powerslam TV is an independent wrestling streaming service with over 4,000 hours of wrestling from companies across the world. Make sure to check out our Pro Wrestling Tee store, prowrestlingtees.com/socialsuplex. That's where you can get your official Keeping It Strong Style t-shirt, as well as t-shirts from the other shows here on the network. All right, how you doing, young boy?
Man, it sounds like both of us are doing a lot better than last week.
Yeah, dude, my voice is back. The end of last week, I started catching like the mania flu. I had a really nasty cough.
Yeah, I love that everybody has this name for it, the mania flu. This is this epidemic that broke out. I did hear that in New York they were shutting down some of the boroughs because of measles, and I was like, yo, what y'all got?
Yeah, our buddy Rich Craich over at Voices of Wrestling, he's been sick all week. I mean,
that's your buddy. That's your buddy.
You're not friends with Captain Craich?
No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, I mean, he's missed the flagship. I mean, we're supposed to be getting overrun soon, but he still hasn't been able to do it because he's been sick. I've seen Floyd from our network. He's been sick.
I've seen so many people on social media be like, I got the mania flu. And I was like, I didn't. It's weird. I usually have a pretty compromised immune system. For the most part, people get sick. I'm gonna be the first one to get sick, but yeah, I didn't get that flu. I don't know what's going on with everybody.
I usually never get sick, but I don't know what it was towards the end of this week. I had a really nasty cough, but of course, instead of resting, we went out to the Largo Loop.
Well, I gotta tell you, Jeremy, we left WrestleMania. I've got a very strange theory. Think about this, okay? Thursday, I watched wrestling live, 2 shows. Friday, I watched wrestling live, 2 shows. Saturday, I watched wrestling live, 2 shows. Sunday, I start feeling kind of hazy. I watch no wrestling. Monday, feel terrible, no wrestling. Tuesday, no wrestling, feel terrible. Wednesday, feel terrible, no wrestling. Thursday, feel terrible, no wrestling. But Friday comes and I'm out that Largo Loop, and I felt great.
Dude, the Largo Loop, I felt great. I wasn't coughing at all. We got a nice little main event with Riddle, Velveteen, and Adam Cole, baby.
Yo, that was one of the best, like, $10 Largo Loop shows I've ever been to. We got to see Jonah Rock was there. Freaking ACH was on the card.
Yeah, former New Japan guys there.
Got to see Martin Stone have a nice little match. That tag match with Bartel and Fabian Eichner against the Mexican dudes.
Raul Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah, Carrillo's the Ultimo Ninja.
Former Ultimo Ninja, yeah.
Yeah, that match was freaking awesome. And then the main event with all those guys you mentioned, that was, $10. I got to see a TakeOver match live. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, and then Saturday we went over to Evolve.
Yep, and we went to So I have this feeling that, like, my body was going through withdrawals.
I think that must be the case, yeah.
My body was going through withdrawals. I went to go see some live wrestling action, and I felt totally fine after that. Completely clear-minded. Went to work today. Everything's good. It does suck, though, because the time I had to take off where, like, counts against my, like, vacation time and stuff. Your boy's hurting. But, I'm doing a lot better now, and I'm ready to get into this show. Although it's kind of a weird week where it's like we had a show, but we kind of didn't, and then now, like, we got another show coming up, but it's kind of, like, weird.
Yeah, it's one of those weird, in between kind of a light week. One Road 2 show that happened on Saturday. I know by the time you guys hear this, there was a Road 2 show on Sunday and today, Monday, but they were both video on demand. So the Sunday show is up now. The show that aired today will be up tomorrow. So we haven't had a chance to watch either of those yet. Another thing, too, is, like, I was thinking today, I was like, dude, I feel like I just recorded an episode, like, the other day. Yeah, because we recorded late last week. That didn't occur to me till, like, a couple minutes ago. And then I remembered, like, oh, yeah, we recorded, like, Wednesday night? Yeah. So it dropped on Thursday. And shout out to everybody downloading that episode, doing pretty good numbers on that. We always do good numbers. No, I'm just playing. Thank you, guys. That's one thing. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, man, I want to be, like, more thankful to the listeners and stuff. Like, we met so many people, like, at WrestleMania, and, like I was like, oh, this is so cool to, like, meet you guys. But, like, I want to, like, tell them, like, thank you, but I forget to because I'm a bastard. But, no, yeah, this is, I don't know. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, we just recorded, like, the other day, and I kind of forgot. Like, my week really was, like, I was in a haze or something. It was freaking... Bro, I don't remember last week's episode. Like, I know we reviewed the G1 Supercard. Yeah. But, like, I don't remember it. Like, yeah, I was having cognitive issues last week, and yeah, it was crazy. I don't even know how I got through that episode. I mean, it was a solid episode. I don't remember it. I literally have I don't really have a recollection of that. I don't really have a recollection of Suplex Mania. No. Also doing pretty good numbers. Thanks to everybody checking that out. If you notice, there's parts in the show where, like, I struggle to pronounce, like, words that normally I would never struggle to pronounce on last week's episode. Like, I didn't even catch that. Yeah, at one point I couldn't say Kaze ni Nare. Like, yeah, I remember that, but I couldn't say it. Like, I was trying to say it, and I could. Yeah, I was having weird symptoms. I don't know, but I made a full comeback. I was in the gym today for the first time, clanging and banging, taking names, kicking ass. I saw you were in there. Yeah, saw you in there with a lady friend. Hey, that's just platonic lady friend. Nothing serious going on there. Jeremy, work the gimmick. Our listeners don't know who this mystery lady is. I know, but I don't want the listeners thinking that I'm taken in case there happens to be any single lady listeners out there that might in the future have an interest in dating. I don't want to mislead anybody. That never means anything for me. Well, I have a little bit different take than you on things, so. But, so it's been a good day, and I'm just glad to be recording the show, man. Yeah, so let's get into business here. So we had... Oh, wait, before we move on. Yeah. So we're in a group thread with the other members of the Social Suplex Podcast Network, and
You want to tell people that that are listening right now what we just heard? The breaking news about the Superstar, what is it called? Superstar Shakeup?
Yeah. So right now on Monday Night Raw, the Superstar Shakeup is happening, and as we get, we don't really watch Raw anymore. Neither Josh or I, and so as we're getting ready for the show, our group thread is blowing up with the guys who are watching Raw and what's going on. And all I see is I think it was James Boyd just saying War Raiders. I guess they came out, but then next thing you know, I guess.
What are they on the main roster now?
Yeah, so they're on Raw now.
Why are they? They're the NXT champions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they'll drop the belts at the takeover in June. But yeah, so apparently they're now the former IWGP Tag Champions, War Machine, War Raiders. They are now known as the Viking Experience. And they are no longer...
what is happening?
They're no longer Hanson and Rowe. They are Ivar and Eric. Okay.
I'm gonna call you. Your name's gonna be Ivar. And you, bud, you're gonna be Eric with a K. Scandinavian.
What the heck, bro? Who thought that this was a good idea?
I don't know, dude, but
bro, they're down in their developmental, getting over a chant. War, war, war. Viking Experience.
You can't chant.
What are you gonna? What are you gonna say? There's nothing that rolls off your tongue when you talk about this.
Let's go Vikings.
You think this could be one of those things that just a week from now they're back to being War Raiders?
Maybe.
Oh my god, that's such a bad move.
Yeah.
Ugh. That makes me want to vomit in my mouth. And I'm not usually this negative about. Yeah,
I think for both of us, we've watched War Machine from Ring of Honor. We saw what they did in New Japan.
And NXT.
NXT, yeah. War Raiders I didn't mind that too much off of War Machine. I still think War Machine's a better name.
War Machine's a better name, but I got it. Okay, they want to,
They want to brand it. They want to copyright it. Fine.
So what's going to happen to all those people that were buying War Raiders merch down in NXT? They got the whole War Raiders name. So do you think, Vince was like, the name's War. I don't want that associated with us.
Yeah.
Let's call them the Viking Experience.
Well, what are they going to do? They've already taped NXT for, the next month. So they're going to be...
Well, the stuff that goes down there has nothing to do with what goes on the main roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so bizarre, bro.
Yeah. Well, let's stop talking about this because I'm going to be in a bad mood. Let's talk about this Road to Wrestling Dontaku.
All right.
That happened Saturday, April 13th, 2019. So we opened up the show with the hottest feud in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Maybe the longest running.
Yes, the longest running feud with Yota Tsuji taking on Yuya Uemura.
I'm Tsuji, you're Uemura.
You are taller than me, so that does kind of actually work out.
I know, and I'm starting to grow my hair out long like I'm Tsuji.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go for a run, you know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah. So, what'd you think about this matchup, man?
I loved it. You know me, I'm the young boy. I love when these young lions get together, especially Tsuji and Uemura. I've really enjoyed their feud. I thought this match was good. 3 stars. Very solid. It wasn't their best match they've ever had.
No. But it was a good match. It was a great way to open up the show.
Right.
And, the most interesting thing going into this match was that they actually gave them 5 extra minutes. So instead of this being a 10-minute time limit, it was a 15-minute because, they're always going to the draw of the 10 minutes. So the wise counsel of the IWGP figured that these guys needed 5 more minutes to there be a winner.
Yeah, that shit popped me.
And we did get a definitive winner here. Tsuji tapped out Uemura with the Boston Crab.
Yeah. So one thing I liked about this match, I don't know if you noticed, but almost from the get-go, Tsuji was targeting the legs of Uemura. Mm-hmm. Even though it seemed like Uemura got more of the... Like Tsuji was kind of more on the defensive through most of the match. Mm-hmm. Uemura was more offensive. But every single time Tsuji would like start to come back, he would go for like a single leg or like a double leg takedown, and he was targeting the legs the entire match and putting him in leg holds. And I think that was his strategy to weaken him, for the Boston
psychology.
Crab. The psychology of the match, yeah. And so it was kind of smart because Yumura actually was more in control through most of the match, but Tsuji was the one who had a game plan and a target, so that once he finally was able to get the victory, Yumura didn't look bad in defeat because he was pretty much dominating most of the match, which is very different from a lot of the matches they've had, because in most cases it usually seems like it's
Tsuji, the bigger guy, kind of dominating, trying to use his power and brute force to overpower Yumura.
And Yumura is usually using his cunning and his wrestling acumen to kind of and his speed to kind of try to nullify that. So this was a little bit of a different tale between these two guys. But yeah, this was a really, really good Young Lion opener. What I really liked about it was when Tsuji got the Boston Crab, and it seemed like he wasn't gonna be able to hold it, and then Yumura like fought all the way to the ropes, and then he pulled him all the way back
middle, and he started cranking on it, dude.
Yeah.
And then he tapped, and I popped, dude. I was so shocked. I wasn't expecting
that. Was some Oka stuff right there, man.
Yeah, it was. And so after 24 ties,
24 draws, dude.
It's finally broken.
I did think that they were going to save this for like a bigger show, but I guess now is the time to do it. So, hats off to them. Good job, Tsuji. Yumura, freaking loser.
Yeah, and
Yumura got beat with like canes for the rest of the night.
And another interesting thing is that even though this did have the extra 5 minutes, it didn't need it.
It went less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it went
9:46.
9 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's very interesting. What a little red herring there. They gave us an extra 5 minutes, and then they ended before the standard time limit. So yeah, that kind of threw everybody off. But that's real interesting. So yeah, I like this stuff. It's real good.
And we have a question here from Reddit user ablue3. He says,
"Ooh, I think that's a new question. Do you remember this person?"
Yeah, ablue3's asked questions before.
I got terrible memory. My apologies, ablue3.
He says, "Do you think any young lions will be in Best of the Super Juniors, G1, World Tag League, or the Super Junior Tag League?" He says, "I don't think anyone will be in Best of Super Juniors or G1, but I think maybe Tsuji and Umino in the LA Dojo team. I think Narita and Yumura in the Super Junior Tag League."
Don't you love it, like when we get like one of those questions and it's like, what's going to be your prediction for Dominion, the G1, blah, 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 like King of Pro Wrestling, and then it's like, dude, narrow it down. But no, yeah, actually, I do like this question because they're trying to figure out, will any young lions be involved in any of these tournaments? I really don't know. I mean, well, we already kind of know the lineup for Best Super Juniors.
Yeah, Best of Super Juniors. They had that picture got leaked last week. We went over the 19 names that are on that list, and so there's only one more spot, and we're assuming that's going to El Phantasmo, who will be more likely debuting as Ishimori's mystery partner on this tour.
It's gonna be Minoru Tanaka. Heat.
But I don't think. So yeah, I don't think Best of Super Junior is going to happen. G1, I
really doubt it.
I highly doubt it. If anybody, I would say maybe Umino, based off of him being on the New Japan Cup.
But you gotta imagine, like, they put Umino in, that means they're cutting, like, everybody that's above him. Like, that means no Hinare, that means no Dave Finlay, that means probably, like, no Chase.
Finley's hurt. He's not. Yeah.
Just someone of that caliber, like Chase Owens.
Yeah.
Those type of guys. Like, you have to basically, like, Taichi. Like, that means Umino's getting in over Taichi most likely, or something like that, or right. Yoshihashi. So I really, probably not. Like, the only way I could see that maybe happening is if they increased the block competitors to where they had more competitors and they changed the format possibly, but no, I really doubt it. I can't remember the last time a young lion was ever in the G1.
Yeah, so yeah, I highly doubt that. World Tag League, I feel that's possible.
Super Junior Tag League's possible too.
Yeah.
I don't really necessarily. I think that I actually think the suggestions that he brought up, like Tsuji and Umino, are great. The guys from the LA Dojo.
Yeah, Carl Fredericks.
Yeah.
And what's the other dude's name? I'm blanking on the other guy's name, but I mean they have been getting so much better, and I feel like they could be in the World Tag League.
Yeah, I mean I saw that match that I talked about last week at Rev Pro in New York City. Let's see, it was Clark Connors and
Clark Connors. Yes.
Man, that match blew me away. It was really, really, really good. So I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, bro, I don't know. Last year, we spent the entire year speculating, not to crap on the question, because the question's a good question, but remember last year, all throughout the year, every time something happened with tag teams, we're like, oh, this could have implications.
We're going to have Golden Lovers in the World Tag League. We're going to have the Young Bucks in the World Tag League.
We're like, this could have implications for the Tag League. And then, like, we got the Tag League, and granted, the Tag League actually was kind of good, but it still was like, when they released the list, I was like, same old shit. Like, it sucked.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And I think another thing to kind of keep in mind here for the Young Lions is we have no idea if any of these guys are going to go on excursion between now and the time these tournaments happen. I mean, Umino could be sent any minute now.
Oh, I said Tsuji and Umino? I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. Okay, I don't think Tsuji and Umino would be in the Tag League. If anything, I think would be Tsuji and Yumura.
Right.
I think Tsuji and Yumura makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they usually team Tsuji and Yumura up. It would be Umino and Narita.
Probably, but I would be surprised if they're still here come Tag League time.
Yeah.
And they were in the Tag League last year, so that wouldn't really benefit them to do it again. They already did it last year.
Right.
So probably not, but I think Carl Fredericks and Clark Connors would make sense. So, the Young Lions really don't participate in too many tournaments. When they do, it usually is something that is a signal that they're getting ready to go on their excursion. Yeah. Usually.
Yeah.
So that's the one nice thing about it. So.
You know what we do need? We need another Young Lions Cup.
Bro, I loved the Young Lions Cup. That was like one of my favorite tournaments that they've done in the last like 2 or 3 years. Like, I loved it.
Dude, we haven't had any Lionsgate project shows in a hot minute, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
But anyway, speaking of Young Lions, the following match had Ren Narita taking on...
Do you think maybe it's because the K-Dojo relationship might have taken a hit because of what happened with Taka?
Maybe.
Because, that's... Like, it seemed like they're kind of partner with them on those, like, them and... who's the other one? Well, it's K-Dojo, and then what's the... Tradition?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
But yeah, so we had a Ren Narita against Toa Hanare here. What do you think about this one?
This is fine. Toa Hanare pretty much going after, a much needed win here. And he had a really good game opponent. I mean, we can't help but, sing the praises of Ren Narita, how good he is. Toa Hanare looked good here. Did you notice he's looking kind of a little bit chubby-ish?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little fluffy. A little fluffy here, so... But I thought this was fine. It went, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I thought these guys were both working at kind of a quick pace. Yep. Narita was, not afraid to face off with Hanare with striking, went, head on with him.
Well, Hanare's not afraid to strike with pretty much anybody. That's the crazy thing.
I mean, did I say? I meant
Narita.
Narita. Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
going head on. Not afraid to strike with Hanare.
I thought that Narita hit Hanare with a really good clothesline for that near fall towards the end of the match, which was that was nice. These guys they work with a lot of urgency in these Young Lions matches. Not to say that Hanare is a Young Lion, but just one rung above them. So I thought this was good.
Yeah, and Hanare finishes him off with the Toa bottom and gets the big win there.
Yep, this is exactly what you'd expect here. I liked the first match a little better than this, but it was fine.
Yeah. Then next up, we had Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Shota Umino taking on Minoru Suzuki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and El Desperado.
Yeah, it was nice to actually get Suzuki's real theme on a broadcast.
Yeah. And so yeah, I thought this was another solid match here.
The crazy thing, what really like shocked me about this was the way that Suzuki-gun like just freaking jumped them at the start of the match.
Dude, I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming.
I had no idea.
That was so unlike them. That was
Normally they start with like the code of honor.
This is a company that knows how to build heat, you know? Blood feud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Umino had a death wish, dude, in this match.
Yeah. Just like, why? I don't know, man. Like, why would you go after Suzuki?
Yeah, like, I get you want to fire up and prove yourself, but like, Suzuki's not the guy to do that with.
Yeah.
And Suzuki had his fun, just pummeling Umino with chops, forearm strikes, and he's just like dragging this kid all over this match.
Yeah, this is pretty by the numbers Suzuki-gun match. If nothing, it might have been a little bit above, their standard 3-star match. I don't know. I would have gone like 3 1/4. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good for this show.
Yeah.
Obviously I love Nagata and I like Shota Umino and, I actually really like the idea of Nagata and Kojima, kind of teaming up more now because obviously Tenzan is hurt. We talked about that last week and, it kind of feels like, why do I forget names? Who's the other?
Nakanishi.
Yeah, that Nakanishi is also kind of coming to the end. So we kind of got like the superpowers of the dads.
Yeah,
coming together.
I'm all about Blue Cozy.
Blue Cozy.
Or Cozy Justice.
Cozy Justice. I like that name.
Cozy Justice.
Blue Bread. The Blue Bread Club. I don't know. I don't want people to actually think that last week when when we were talking about the what's the Crockett Cup tournament, and I was like kind of crapping on it. I don't think that this team being in the Crockett Cup is a bad thing at all. I think it's actually pretty cool. I guess my problem with the Crockett Cup was that it's just 8 teams. That kind of was shocking to me because the original I don't think there's ever been a Crockett Cup that had less than 22 teams minimum.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of threw me off. Plus, remember Ring of Honor held a giant tournament just to see which team could even be in the tournament?
Yeah.
And who it ended up being what? PCO and...
well, I think they have some qualifying because I know the Briscoes...
But the team that won that tournament was PCO.
Oh yes,
and
I forgot. Yes, right. Ring of Honor had they had a tag. I forget what they called it, but yeah, PCO and.
But think about that, bro. They had 15 or 16 teams in that tournament. So why are all those teams excluded and just the one in it? It's like the qualifying tournament's gonna wind up being better than the Crockett Cup.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is this is a 1-day show. It's a one show. And then plus they have, Skrull and Aldis. They have Jazz against Allison Kay.
Yeah, they had a 32-man tournament at WrestleMania 4. That was a 1-day show. Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to this match. But yeah, I like all these guys in this match. So I thought it was fine. Obviously, they brawled outside for quite a while, and Suzuki was a little nastier here. He tends to be that way with the Young Lions.
Yeah, dude, he was just wrecking Umino.
Yeah.
I felt bad for that guy, man. And it came down to the end. Suzuki got him in the sleeper, got him up for that gotch pile driver, dropped him right on his head.
Yep.
And got the win for Suzuki-gun.
One thing I do want to say though, Umino showed incredible fighting spirit and incredible heart in this match.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so hats off to him. He every time Umino gets in there, it's just more and more impressive. Umino was getting killed, but he was trying his luck with Suzuki in this match. So that's pretty cool. That brings us to the next match of the night. So we got the MVPs, the most violent perverts, Togi Makabe, Toru Yano, and Tomoyoki Hanma, taking on the Bullet Club team of Tamatonga, Tangaloa, the Girls of Destiny, and Taiji Ishimori, the Bone Soldier.
So are they still most violent perverts without Taguchi?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I screwed that up. This would almost be like this is
Great Bash Chaos.
Or
Great Bash Taguchi Japan.
I don't know. Yeah, I screwed that up, huh? Yep, but basically it's Makabe and friends.
Yeah. And obviously, this match is to build up 2 matches to build up the Never 6-Man tag, which is happening, I believe, on the 22nd, and then the tag title match, I believe, is happening on Dontaku.
Yeah.
So kind of building fire for that feud, and I thought this was okay. I mean,
the deal here, basically going to this match, Toru Yano stole the Girls of Destiny's IWGP titles at the end of the 4-way at Madison Square Garden. So, they're kind of being humiliated because they're having to wear the ROH titles that they won, but they're not able to wear the IWGP titles. So it's kind of like a really funny prank, actually.
Right, especially, based on all the Twitter videos we've seen on GOD's thoughts about Ring of Honor and the Ring of Honor tag titles.
What do you think of all that? Like, what are your thoughts, like, when these guys are, like, burying the other company, burying the other, like, titles and all that?
So, I mean, clearly this is from I think, from my opinion, I feel this is a shoot. I don't think this is a war.
I think some of it's a shoot, yeah.
I feel like the initial stuff was a shoot, and I'm sure as the more videos comes out, it'll turn into a work. But, I think...
I always work myself into a shoot. No, I always shoot myself into a work.
You see, the thing is, like, I understand the frustrations of GOD not knowing about Enzo and Cass, feeling their moment's been stolen and having to hold the Ring of Honor World Tag titles, but at the same time, like, your employer has a working relationship with this company, and I don't think it's a good look to be bashing the company that you guys are currently working for.
Yeah, I always think it's kind of, I don't know. Okay, like, I guess here's my thing with it. Like, if you're wrestling someone that, like, is a joke and is super sorry, and then you point out how sorry they are and how they're a joke, and it's brutally true, and there's, like, a lot of element of truth to it, like, you're really actually, like, you're burying that guy. You know what I mean?
And then it makes you look bad just for being in the ring with that person, especially if you're booked to lose against that person. It's like,
right,
you just call this person a joke, and now he's beating you.
Well, if they beat you, it actually helps them. But if you're going to beat them, then it's just a burial. So it's kind of weird, like, them winning those belts, but then literally telling everybody that nobody cares about the Ring of Honor belts, tweeting that, like, or yeah, like on this show that Tangaloa was like, even the Great Master Thief knew not to steal these ROH belts, and them talking about, like, nobody cares about the Ring of Honor, like, tag division. Mm-hmm. It's like, dang, dude, like, you guys are, like, business partners. Like, this is pretty savage stuff. So
yeah, I'm sure the New Japan offices weren't thrilled about those videos.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about this last week because we didn't know, but, like, the word has come out now that during the Enzo and Cass run-in at the G1 Supercard, that only a few people within Ring of Honor knew about it, and nobody in New Japan knew about it. So, it's supposed to be this moment, like you alluded to, where Tama Tonga and Tangaloa become double champions, and it's supposed to be their moment, and then suddenly, like, these ex-WWE guys are there, like, stealing their shine, and it's like, oh, and they weren't told about it ahead of time. They weren't they didn't wise them up.
They weren't smartened up, yeah. They were working the boys, and it's like, dude, I get, like, not trying to keep it close to the vest so it doesn't get leaked, but at the same time, like, you're working with this company. Like, let somebody on their team know, let the guys in the match know that, because what if Tama and Tangaloa thought it was a shoot and went out to help the Briscoes beat the crap out of Enzo and Cass for real?
Yeah. Ugh, sorry, I don't think I've ever yawned on the air like that. That's embarrassing. I apologize. That is unprofessional. But it's probably because we're talking about Enzo. But yeah, no, that whole thing was. I just think it's crazy that they, like, didn't tell anybody from New Japan about what's going on. That seems like such a kind of a big miscommunication on a major show like that. But yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on. So, one thing though, I think that is interesting is that this whole thing with the Briscoes and Tama Tonga has, like, okay, think about this though. Coming out of the Honor Rising shows, we could literally care less about these two teams facing one another, and that was the match we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the match now.
Dude, yes, this has sparked, like, the hottest tag feud going right now.
Because they're cutting promos on each other.
So they're back and forth, and they're fire.
And I don't know if this heat, like, that's being generated actually happens without the run-in from
Enzo and
Cass. So there was something to be said for that, just being completely objective. So very interesting stuff there. But it is interesting. You're like, are they just trying to build up a division, or is there a particular feud that they're aiming for? Is it G.O.D. and the Briscoes, or is it Enzo and Cass and these guys? You got to almost imagine that. And probably what they're going to end up doing, if you want my opinion, they're probably going to have a double title match, and Enzo and Cass are probably going to get involved and like screw it up for everybody.
Yeah.
And then build heat off that. That's probably what they're going to wind up doing.
Yeah.
So, but so let's talk about this this incredible 6-man tag.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, this match was fine. The best person in this match was Taiji Ishimori. Just how lightning quick he is in the ring.
Excuse me, sir. Yano was in this match.
But yeah, there's nothing really nothing.
It was pretty by the numbers. It was
Yeah.
a really standard match. Yano was doing comedy stuff. Girls of Destiny were doing their shtick. Obviously, Tama's hilarious in there.
Then eventually it broke down.
Master Heater.
Yeah, the
Kendo stick.
Came down to the end. Hanma gets hit with the kendo stick, and then Tangaloa gets him up for the ape shit.
Were you worried about Hanma taking that inverted sitting pile driver?
Yes, I'm worried. Anytime Hanma is doing anything where he's landing on his head, taking a DDT, anything like a Saito or something like that, even in this Rikishi driver here, it's very terrifying to seeing. But I know the way that Tangaloa does it, it's pretty safe, and he protects.
He protects.
He protects the guys.
They're pretty they don't even come close to the mat. So
yeah.
One thing though is, as the match ended, Yano made an exit with the IWGP Tag Titles after the match.
Yet again, yeah. Because earlier in the match, Tama had grabbed the belts and
he grabbed all the belts.
Yeah, he's like, these are our belts, and I
saw a hilarious tweet that he put out. Maybe it was just a not Snapchat. Yeah, I don't snap. Tama. I think it was on Instagram, and he was like, "I'm the champ."
Yeah, with all the belts. Yeah,
he had 6 belts.
But yeah, eventually, like you mentioned, after the match, Yano got out there, quickly stole the belts again. Tama went running after him.
Yep.
So the hunt is still on for G.O.D. to try and get the belts that they actually own back from Yano.
And that's gonna bring us to
before we move on. We had a question here from our man Rambone Slam Pig.
Okay.
He said, "What are the odds we see G.O.D. head to an ROH show to defend those belts?"
That's been confirmed already, right? For the War of the Worlds tour?
Yes. So, I was going to cover this in the news, but we can mention it right now since Rambo's asked about it. Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham, they won a tag team Iron Man match this past Sunday, and they will challenge G.O.D. for those tag titles at War of the Worlds in Buffalo, New York on Wednesday, May 8th.
Yeah, I heard good things about that Iron Man tag match from
Masters of the Craft.
Masters of the Craft, yep.
30-minute Iron Man against Life's Blood's Mark Haskins and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Yo, people be sleeping on Tracy Williams, man.
They do, man. Dude, I love Hot Sauce.
Yep. And I like Tracy Williams, too.
Hot Sauce is Tracy Williams.
You see what I did there? Because I like Hot Sauce, and Hot Sauce is his nickname.
Gotcha. I see what you're doing there.
I was making it funny. You know what I'm saying?
That one went over my head.
Because it was smart and nuanced.
It was, yeah. Psychology.
Yeah. What was the
podcast psychology?
No, what was the thing with Kenny when they were on?
Oh, he had the book, the psychology.
The psychology book, yeah. I've been cheating.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So up next we had.
But to answer your question, Rambo and Slam Pig, the odds that we see G.O.D. head to ROH show to defend those belts, 100%.
I'll bet money on it.
I'll stake my life on it.
So up next we had Hiroki Goto, Juice Robinson, Mikey Nichols, and Ryusuke Taguchi against the Bullet Club team of Switchblade, Jay White, Bad Luck Fale, the Crown Jewel, Chase Owens, and Hikuleo. And man, did Jay White look depressed and sad without that IWGP title.
He looks a little lighter since the Garden, man.
Yeah.
Something's different about him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he just didn't seem right. He was not in a good mood.
I mean, that's definitely a talking point, but let's talk about the real talking point here. The highlight of this match, we started off with Owens and Mikey Nichols, and my God, what an open. Just heat. The crowd was into it. I was into it. I know Jeremy was. This was freaking good.
Dude, let me tell you, I was so disappointed to see Nichols back on the tour. I was like, you know what? Maybe they just brought him in for the New Japan Cup. Won't have to worry about him again. But
nah, dude.
No.
Bro, let's just be very clear here. Kenny Omega is not part of New Japan, but Mikey Nichols is, and you need to make peace with this,
dude. You know, we saw
Shane Thorne this.
Yeah, we saw
week.
Shane Thorne wrestle twice this weekend.
Did we?
Yes, at Largo Loop and Evolve.
I don't remember him wrestling at the Largo Loop. Who did he wrestle? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway,
I don't remember it at all.
I was like, dude, Shane Thorne's so much better than freaking Mikey Nichols. I'm just like, yeah.
So, anyways, yep. So this match was fine too. You know, 2 3/4, lots of shenanigans, lots of good action. I thought Juice looked good here.
Yeah, Juice looked really good. You know, this whole match was building up some matchups coming in the tour. You know, the Goto, Jay White one-on-one.
Goto looked good.
Yeah, the Mikey Nichols, Chase Owens one-on-one match, the Juice title match against Fale.
I liked when Goto hit the Ushi-Goroshi on Jay White. That was cool.
Yeah.
And he hit he followed up with a Saito suplex for near fall. Yeah, I mean this was a fine match. Juice was, doing his thing.
Yeah, it came down to Juice and Hikuleo. He hit him with that big left hand of God, Pulp Friction, 1, 2, 3, and their team wins. The Chaos Sukigun team gets the win there.
Yep, I mean, just like Jeremy said, this was essentially a match to set up some of the future matches on the tour. I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it or anything like that, but it was fine. This was in terms of a show, I wouldn't say bad. Nothing was great, but it was just easy watching. You know.
Yeah. And we had a question here from Reddit user Dino Boy. He says, "What do you think Goto's 2019 looks like? He was always a standout to me, and I don't believe his Nothing Never title reigns did him any favors."
Interesting question. What does Goto's 2019 look like? I think it's interesting what he followed up with. He says, he was always a standout to me, but then I don't believe his Nothing Never title reign did him any favors. Did he have a Nothing Never title reign?
I mean, the one he just had in December, where he got the belt from.
I kind of count both of them as just 1 year long reign, nearly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was interrupted for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I kind of just and he was the next challenger, so I kind of just consider that.
Lump that all into one.
Yeah. And I mean, if we're being honest, it didn't do him. I don't know if I wouldn't go as far as to say it didn't do him any favors. Because I mean, if you think about it, he had a really good match with Juice Robinson. He had a really good match with
Ibushi.
When did he wrestle Ibushi?
That's when Ibushi beat him for the Never title.
Ibushi?
Yeah. Or excuse me, Ospreay. Wait.
Ospreay didn't beat him either. Taichi did. We're talking about Goto.
Yeah, wait. So Ibushi lifted it off of. I thought Ibushi beat Goto in December.
Oh, you're right. No. Oh, you're right. He did.
Remember the whole storyline? Goto kept calling out Ibushi.
My bad. You're right. It just, you know what? I was thinking linear, and so it threw me off when I jumped from his first title defense of the year to his last title defense of the year. But he lifted the belt off of Suzuki. He defended against, like I was saying, Juice Robinson. Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned, he had a really good match with Ibushi. He had a great match with Michael Elgin, the triple threat match. They had
Elgin and Taichi.
King of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good match. No, those Taichi matches did suck.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say it was a solid title run. I mean, it's the Never division. You know what I mean? The deal here to me is obviously at this point Goto is not a main event level guy. He was always an upper mid level. I do think for the time being, I don't know if it's forever, but for the time being, he has kind of taken a backseat.
Yeah, he's pretty much stagnant for the most part. I mean, he's kind of slotted in one position, and
But I think that position's even diminished at this point.
Yeah. Because, he hasn't really been in any title feuds at all this year. He was on the pre-show of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. So, obviously, right now we're in April, going into May. We're getting the first major kind of deal for him, and he's going to be going up against Jay White. We'll talk about that here in a bit, but you got to imagine that, with Jay White coming off of a title run, I don't see Goto, necessarily getting the upper hand there. So what do I see after that, going into the rest of the year? Honestly, I don't see anything for Goto.
Yeah, I can't picture him having a big match at Dominion.
I think he'll go into the G1 and have a lot of killer matches. Maybe potentially set up for a future title shot against like the US belt or the Never title again.
Yeah.
But I see him in that mid-card status now. I don't even see him as an upper mid-card guy anymore.
No, yeah.
So, yep. And that's not a knock on him or anything like that. He was a standout for years and years, but he's getting older. He's been in the company for a while. If they're not going to put the IWGP title or the IC belt on him again, it kind of does remind me of where like Kushida was before he left the company.
Yeah.
In many ways, so.
Question from Reddit user Chuck Kidman. He says, what do you see next for Jay White going into the summer?
I see Jay White rebuilding.
Yeah, I expect Jay to have a big match, either the main event or semi-main of Dominion. And then I think Jay is going to have a great G1 climax this summer.
Yep, I think, I completely agree. I think he's going to have a big match going into Dominion. I don't know, who could you see him going up against at Dominion?
I could possibly see him getting a rematch with Okada for the IWGP title in the main event.
That soon? It's not impossible. That's.
It's Dominion's in June. We're in April right now. That's still 2 months away.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I see for Dominion. I haven't really given too much thought about it. That's a possibility. Maybe that's why he's going up against Goto again.
Yeah,
because Goto's kind of like the underling to one of the right hand man to Okada. That's a possibility. But if he loses to him, then you kind of know he's not winning the G1. And I actually think he's got a pretty decent shot at winning it or being in the finals. We'll talk more about the G1 here in a bit. But yeah, either way, I see him having a big match at all the rest of the pay-per-views.
Yeah, dude, Jay's a top star. He's.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jay White has a IC title challenge or run in him in the near future as well, sometime this calendar year. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. I see great things for Jay. He's definitely going to be one of those guys that are constantly in main or semi-mains throughout the year.
Speaking of which, so you went back and you watched those matches. You went back and you watched Naito and Ibushi and the main event, because I don't think we talked about that. No. Okada and Jay White. What were your thoughts on those two matches after we had our discussion last week?
I went back. I was able to finish off watching the G1 Supercard production on TV. Ibushi Naito, I still thought it was an awesome match. I wasn't really down on it a huge lot. I did go down on it a quarter star. So from the live viewing, I gave it 4.75. On the rewatch, I gave it 4.5. And then rewatching Okada and Jay White, I went up a quarter star on that one. Live, I gave it 4.5, but the rewatch, I gave it 4.75.
Oh, wow. So you ended up agreeing with my opinion on it.
Well, you seem to be really low, though, on the Naito-Ibushi match. You were like 4.25, 4.
I'm not that low. 4.25. Which I think is fair. I think that's still a great match. Yeah. I'm not as high as 4.5. Although I guess if I rewatched it, you could probably convince me of that. But what I mean by my opinion is that Okada and Jay White was the superior match in the match of the night.
Yeah,
that's not a popular opinion.
It's not.
Yeah, I think like the users on like Cage Match and Grapple still have the other match rated higher.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I just want to figure out, because we hadn't talked about that.
Yeah. Another Jay White question. Do you think we will get a resolution in this calendar year to the Jay's Mole and Chaos story? If so, do you have any idea who it may be?
We talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've talked about this almost every week. It feels like I don't know I don't know if we're gonna ever get a resolution. This could be one of those things where tomorrow we could get a resolution, or
we can never,
or never,
personally,
or like 2 years from now they could just pull it out of their ass and be like, oh, "This is who it was all along."
I mean, personally, I feel it was one of those things where guys in the post-match promos have, kind of a leniency to kind of say what they want. And that was just Jay being a cocky heel, like, trying to rattle Chaos.
I've got a mole in Chaos.
Yeah, just saying things, and then people, like, we latch on to everything because we're like, oh, he's saying it.
It's a breadcrumb.
Yeah, it must lead to some kind of story development. But
in all fairness, though, that's not a bad thing because we do typically get payoffs to things. But every now and again, in New Japan, there are just trails that don't lead anywhere.
Right.
That's fine,
We've seen several times where promos of guys, like, how many times has Kushida been like, I'm going heavyweight, or I want to challenge for the Never title, I want to be in the G, I want to do this, and, like, Kushida never did any of that stuff. Or, like, times when people are like, I want to challenge so-and-so, and, like, it never happens.
What was the whole thing with Chuck E. T going crazy? What was that?
Yeah.
That was so they could get out of their contracts and go to AEW. Not AEW, AEW. You know why? Because they're in the South, brother.
Yeah.
AEW.
AEW, yeah.
Speaking of which, are we getting tickets for that show?
Yeah, bro.
I don't know if I can swing it. We'll see. But anyways, so any more Jay White questions?
No more Jay White questions, but we do have a question about Mikey Nichols from our boy Muzza. He said, first of all, hope you guys have had a good day. And he says, if Mikey Nichols has a singles match against Matt Taven, who does Jeremy support? Muzza, that is a very difficult question because, I am not a fan of Mikey Nichols, nor am I a fan of Matt Taven. However, gun to my head, if I had to support one of these gentlemen in a one-on-one competition, I would support Matt Taven. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Taven fan, but I think there's something there, and I see the support that he has with the diehard Ring of Honor fans. So I would go with Taven over Mikey Nichols.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Taven fan, but obviously, like, I think that he's got charisma, and I liked him from his Kingdom days, the real Kingdom.
Yes, with Mike Bennett and Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. Also, speaking of which, be sure to check out Muzza's wrestling blog, WrestleWorld.uk, where, I think it was yesterday, I was looking at, like, best wrestling matches of the month, and then, like, I was on this website, and I was like, I don't know this website, and then I, like, got to the bottom, and it was Muzza, and I was like, this fool's got a blog and everything, like. Yeah,
actually, spilling the beans, are actually in talks with Muzza right now, potentially being a contributor to socialsuplex.com.
Now we're gonna have to put the kibosh on that. No, but yeah, check out his stuff. He's got some good stuff up there.
So next matchup here, we had another multi-man match. We had Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, Yoshihashi, and Jushin Thunder Liger against a team of Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, and Taka Michinoku.
Yep, so this is Ibushi's first outing since winning the IC title at the Garden. And with all the combos that we have here, this is like a pretty fun match. Just some of the better guys in Suzuki-gun, Liger, Kota Ibushi, and then we had that bumski, Yoshihashi, just stinking up the joint. No,
Yoshihashi, he was fine in this match.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah, this match was fine, actually. Yeah. A lot of, like I said, a lot of good combinations between guys here. I thought this was fine.
Yeah, you had Suzuki-gun, a lot of quick tags, kind of working over Liger. At one point, Taichi tried to unmask Liger. Yeah, a lot of good back and forth there. Then it came down to the end where Ibushi takes out Sabre. Then we get a lariat, and Yoshihashi ends up pinning Taka.
Yeah. What I liked about this was the ending sequence was all started off with Taichi taking his pants off.
Yeah.
Like, Taichi takes his pants off, Liger comes in, Shoteis, everyone gets their moves in, and we get the, you know, the Western lyric, what's he call it, Kumagoroshi?
Yeah.
Yep, and beats Taka. So, a decent little match, you know, nothing crazy, but...
And post-match, yeah.
Yep.
Sabre lays out Ibushi, hits him with the Zack driver.
Yep. And so afterwards, Zack, looking like a dick, puts on the IWGP IC title, and he's also carrying that Rev Pro British Undisputed Championship. And we see Zack Sabre's second form, Zacky 2 belts.
Yeah.
Which, if he wins this belt, then he can ascend to his final form, the legendary, often lauded Zacky 3 belts.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since his days on the independent scene.
Yeah. Pretty soon he'll be looking like Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, Dragon Lee. Yeah, there was someone shared a picture of him. He was in Arena Mexico the other day. He had, 6 belts?
Yeah.
Where? Where's he got all these belts from?
Well, we know one of them's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title.
I know he has that, but I didn't know he had any other belts. But this man's trying to be the modern Ultimo.
Yeah.
Jeez. But hey, I gotta tell you though, I don't know if I think Zack Sabre's gonna win the IC belt, but that IC belt next to that Rev Pro belt, they look kind of
pretty.
Yeah,
they
look
good
together.
right?
Yeah. And then that's gonna so that kind of sets up the feud between Zack and Ibushi for later on in the tour. And then the main event, we had LIJ, Tetsuya Naito, Evil, Sonata, Bushi, Shingo Takagi taking on the team of Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, Rocky Romero, and Roppongi 3K, the team of Chaos. 10-man tag. And we see the champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, come out with the new IWGP Championship. And it's awesome.
Yeah, you know, LIJ and Chaos multi-man matches are always very, very good, great matches. And this was no different. This was a very solid match. This was the best match of this night.
Yep.
I mean, if you only had time to watch one
this is what I'd
match,
recommend.
Yeah, I would recommend watching this match. And, of course, we're setting up some matches in the tour, Okada and Sonata for the IWGP title. We got Ishii and Evil having a one-on-one match. Bushi and Shingo challenging Sho and Yo later on in the tour. Setting up all those Chaos versus LIJ matches for this Dontaku tour.
You want to hear something weird?
What?
I was telling you this off the air, but I want to get your take. Maybe the listeners can kind of weigh in. So, you know, I'm on Instagram, and you know how sometimes you're on Instagram and you can go to the search and they'll just suggest things that you might like based on other things that you've liked.
Yeah.
So I came across this video, and it's this little Asian girl. She's probably 4 or 5, and she's playing on the bed with her dad, and she runs up and freaking Destinos the crap out of this fool. He gets laid out. He's laid out. She goes to cover him, and she does the freaking Tetsuya Naito. She lays back, leans on him. Then she throws her fist in the air, opens up her eyelid, and then I guess her little sister comes in, counts 1, 2, 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. I love this, so I like the post. But it's a Japanese account, right?
Right.
Suddenly, for I don't know how these algorithms work. The rest of the day, they're just showing me all this crap from this little girl's page. We have no mutual friends. She lives in Japan. But they're all so adorable. But here's the thing. This is not a popular page. She's got 200 followers. So it's not something where it's you can follow it because there's thousands of people.
There's a million.
Yeah, no.
Blue check.
No, you're that weird dude from Tampa, Florida, who followed a 5-year-old girl's post. That's a no-go, son.
Yeah.
But her page is awesome. All it is her doing LIJ crap, putting on evil mask stuff. At one point, she was cutting a promo. She sounded just like Tetsuya Naito. I could tell that. I could tell who she was being without even understanding the language. And then at the end, she was like, Bushi, Sonata, Evil, Hiromu. She's like Takagi, and then she was like, Naito. And then she like, I guess her name's Ishida. She's like, Ishida! And I was like, this is the best content on Instagram that I have seen in years.
Do you have her username?
No, I didn't save it, but...
Dang, we could have put her over.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I probably should have, because her... But no, because we can't, because she's a minor, and that's super weird. We can't be like, go give her a follow.
Yeah.
Like, most of our, like, listeners are probably, like, you know, adult males. Like, this is... It gets into creepy territory, but her page is awesome. So I feel very conflicted, because I don't want to be like a creeper, but her page is freaking awesome.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, if we put her over, maybe we can get it blown up to the point where it's not creepy for people to follow her.
I think just out of principle it's creepy, but like no, it's. I just thought like, man, when I have a daughter one day, I do have a heart. I'm gonna have a daughter one day. Oh. But like, yeah, I definitely want my daughter to like freaking give Destinos to people.
I want my daughter to V-trigger people.
I'm gonna V-trigger my kids.
Oh
hard.
My God, dude.
I'm gonna V-trigger the crap out of them, bro.
Oh my God.
They gotta learn.
So back to this matchup. Like I said, very good matchup here. Broke down to the end with Naito and our good friend Rocky Romero.
Rocky.
Naito cuts off the sliced bread attempt and hits a Destino on Romero, puts him away, and LIJ gets the win here.
Yep. Like we said, really, really good match. I probably would have gone like 3.5 on this.
Yeah.
Great main event. I love when Chaos and LIJ lock it up, and this was just really good. They had it was a great match.
The one thing I found kind of weird about this match was the fact that like nobody that was in a big match like got
pinned,
got a win.
Oh,
so you know Naito doesn't have any really big matches coming up on this tour. I was thinking, you know, maybe you give Sonata the win since he's challenging Okada. Maybe you give Evil.
Well, this is kind of like a low-level Road 2 show. I mean,
yeah,
this show was over in a little over 2 hours, which was kind of nice with how much wrestling we've had. Like, this was an easy watch. We breezed right through it. Opening night of Dontaku Tour is easy. You know, there wasn't any need for any of the big stars to pick up big wins. They were, you know, it wasn't like they were at Corkin or anything, you know?
Right.
So that would be my answer to that. But yeah, this is a solid show. I'm excited for the rest of the tour. I'm wondering what we're going to get on tape.
Yeah, so speaking of the rest of the tour, the first big show that we have coming up is this Saturday, April 20th, Sengoku Lord in Nagoya. So we're going to go over that card, give our predictions. So the first match of the night, we're going to have the team of Ren Narita and Shota Umino taking on Yuya Uemura and Yota Tsuji.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
With a 20-minute time limit.
Oh, yeah, bro. That's going to be good. Obviously, we know Narita and Umino are going to pick up the win there. But, yeah, man, that's like the two best young lions of, you know, the generation that's about to get, you know, go on excursion against, like, the new generation of young lions. That's going to be a really good match. I'm excited for that.
I mean, that could low-key steal the show.
That could.
I mean, obviously there's other big matches, but I mean,
yeah, that's a cool
this
match.
Could be like a sleeper match.
That is a sleeper match. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm freaking excited for that. Yeah.
So
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
So the next match of the night, we've got Suzuki-gun, the team of Taka Michinoku, El Desperado, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taichi, and Minoru Suzuki, taking on the team of Seki-gun, Jushin Thunder Liger, Toa Henare, Tomoaki Hanma, Yuji Nagata, and Satoshi Kojima. And this is a pretty good lineup too, man.
Yeah, so I'm seeing Suzuki hitting a gotch on Toa Henare.
Yep, that makes the most sense to me. Or Hanma.
Yeah, because I expect the Suzuki-gun team needs some momentum, especially Desperado and Kanemaru going into their junior tag title match.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense to me. I gotta agree, but I think that we've got, you know, I like this lineup of guys from Seki-gun, and I like this lineup of guys from Suzuki-gun, so that should be pretty good. The third match of the night, we have Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Taiji Ishimori taking on the team of The most violent players, Toru Yano and Togi Makabe, and Dragon Lee.
So, yeah, I mean, this one's kind of hard to predict. I mean, I don't feel like there's no one guy really stands out to me as a pin eater on either team.
Yeah, that's true. Well, probably Tangaloa. But this match is to kind of establish the title feuds that we have going forward. So Taiji Ishimori will later on the tour be challenging Dragon Lee for his IWGP Junior title. And then Toru Yano and Togi Makabe are challenging for the IWGP Heavyweight Championships. So, yeah, if you want my opinion, I mean, Yano could take the pinfall. Tangaloa could take the pinfall. I'm going to go with the Sekigun team winning here.
Yeah, I'm going with Yano getting a quick roll-up on Tangaloa.
That's my prediction, yeah. Fourth match of the night, and this one's going to be a barn burner.
Oh, my God.
We have Mikey Nichols taking on the insurmountable, the crown jewel of the Bullet Club, Chase Owens. Bang, bang. And we know exactly what's going to happen here. Chase going to put him up. He's going to drop him on his head. 1, 2, 3. Crown jewel rides off. Gets the big payday.
You know, that's what I want to happen, but unfortunately...
Mikey Nichols probably going to win.
Yeah, Mikey, I see hitting the Mikey bomb and putting Chase away.
Yeah, he hasn't... This is his second singles match in the company?
Yeah. No, wait. Is this the second?
I don't think he's had another singles match.
In New Japan Cup, did he lose in the first round? Or did he have 2 matches?
Oh, you're right. He wrestled Hikuleo.
Yeah, he had 2 matches in the New Japan Cup.
What's the deal with Mikey Nichols? Is he like the new Bullet Club hunter?
I guess so.
Okay, so, yeah, I gotta imagine Mikey Nichols just being a new guy and not really established. He's probably gonna pick up the win here against Chase Owens, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, up next, 5th match of the night, we got Ryusuke Taguchi and Hiroki Goto taking on the team of Hikuleo and Jay White.
Yeah, so I'm gonna imagine that... I'm going to go... Wow, I'm going with a lot of good guys on this tour. That's kind of strange, but I'm going to take Goto and Taguchi. Although Jay White could pick up the win here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Jay White. Jay White's going to hit the Switchblade, or the... what's his move called?
The Blade Runner.
God. The Blade Runner on Taguchi. Why do I always do that?
Mix up the
Sling Blade, the Switchblade, and the Blade Runner. I always mix them up.
I'm going to go with Goto hitting GTR on Hikuleo.
All right, cool. Yep. I mean, just in my opinion, I've got Mikey Nichols going over. I've got Sekigun going over in the third match of the night. And, yeah, so, I mean, it just seems like...
Need some heel wins.
Yeah, we need to balance it out a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Jay White. Plus, they lost that first night of the tour, so, we'll see. I guess my thinking, though, was... They probably need to heat up Goto because he's probably going to lose to Jay White later on the tour. So they need to do something to heat him up a bit. So maybe give him another win. But I'm sure he's probably picking up wins on this tour. So I'll take Jay.
So next match we have a 10-man tag with Chaos against LIJ. This time it's going to be Sho, Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kazuchika Okada against Shingo, Bushi, Naito, Evil, and Sonata.
Yeah. Rinse, wash, and repeat. This should be pretty good. I don't know. I'll take LIJ, I guess. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'll go with LIJ too, since Chaos won the on that Road 2 show. Yeah, I'll go with.
I thought Naito won.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Naito pinned Romero.
Rocky Romero. I mean, dude, it's really a toss-up. It's 50-50.
I'm still going with LIJ because they got Yoshihashi on the other team.
Right, exactly. Also, I mean, I don't know. The Shingo and Bushi and Sho and Yo are there, so, I mean, you just never know. I see Shingo hitting somebody with a pumping bomber, 1, 2, 3, so.
Yeah, we got some questions here from A-Blue3. He says, will Sho and Shingo face each other in the Best of the Super Juniors? If so, who will win?
Yes, they will face each other in the Best of the Super Juniors, and Shingo's going to beat Sho.
Yeah, I mean, if I were them, I would put that as like one of the first night main event maybe.
Now, I think that he could potentially beat Shingo if it was later in the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, what if he upsets Shingo?
He could.
He could. Yeah, he could, because Shingo probably needs to take some sort of loss during the tournament. That's the one guy you could probably do it with, given their long history. But I'm still going to... I'm not betting against my dog until proved otherwise.
Yeah, I'm going with Shingo also. I mean,
Shingo.
I would do that as like the main event of like night 1.
That would be good, though.
Or night 2, whatever block
Bro,
they're
whatever. I'm down for it whenever they're ready. So yeah.
Question here from Reddit user Black Stag Goldfield. He says, Sonata or Naito, your pick to win the G1 29 climax, or do you see a third contender to win that tournament?
What?
So he's asking us if we think Sonata or Naito.
So Sonata. So I don't think Sonata is winning the G1.
I don't think so either.
Right now, Naito's my prediction.
Yeah, Naito is one of the favorites for me. Winning the G1 climax. I also think Jay White is another strong favorite for me who could possibly win the tournament.
I agree.
So yeah, good question. So that brings us now to our next matchup.
And it is a title defense. So we have the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion, Juice Fucks Robinson, defending the US title against Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah, so they set this matchup after Juice's last title defense against Chase Owens. They had the whole thing where Fale came in and jumped him. So they're paying that off this title match here. I'm going to go for our boy Juice. I'm going to go with Juice getting the win here.
I don't even know. No, I'm going to pick Bad Luck Fale.
And, speaking of this U.S. title, we had a question here from Reddit user Zack Saber Time. He says, how did you guys get the U.S. title some steam? The title scene seems stale. Personally, I wouldn't have Juice go with the Bullet Club guys and instead go against guys like Goto. I mean, sure, Seki Gun and Chaos are friends now, but competition should still exist.
When he's on TV in Ring of Honor, does he wear that belt or even highlight it at all? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. Because I know a lot of the times New Japan doesn't let their guys travel with the belts because they like to hold on to them.
But why are you sending this guy? Why is this guy going to the U.S., working with your U.S. partner, and not wearing the U.S. belt? That seems counterproductive and stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I would heat it up is, you put the belt on Juice, and then he beats everybody. That's how you do it. That's what I would do. Like, the reason that this belt's not hot is because Juice got freaking jobbed by everyone in the G1.
Yeah.
And then he got beat by Cody, and then he won it in a, whatever match. Like, the way you heat it up is you put on great matches and you put the guy over.
Exactly. He needs to be having a solid defenses night, every defense. I mean, after Fale, like Zack Saber Time was saying here, I think Goto is a great option for him to go against. There's a history.
Well, they got history.
Yeah, the history there of Juice struggling to beat him.
Just think about this: like, Juice has had little to no heat for almost any of his title defenses or title matches, including the Cody feud.
Yeah.
Like, remember how those matches were like, they just kind of were happening and there was nothing really highlighting them?
Right. I mean, his hottest U.S. title match was the match against Jay where he won the belt.
But think about this. Like, then you've got programs like Ishii Nagata where they're like fighting after the matches and attacking each other during their backstage promos. There was like more anticipation heat for like a secondary storyline like that than there is for Juice's title defenses. And it's not really Juice's fault. I would feature the title prominently. I would do stuff with it in Ring of Honor. I would have him like defend it over there. That was the whole point of them, having the title in the first place. And I would not have him go into the G1 and get a losing record.
Right.
Whatever you got to do, like, if you don't want him to lose, don't put him in the B block with all the killers.
Right, put him in the block with guys like Yano or Yoshihashi, guys that you're not going to mind him going over on.
Yeah, like, let him have a strong winning record. That's how you get the title over.
But I know future defenses, I think him beating Goto, him beating Ishii.
I wouldn't have him fight Bad Luck Fale. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Juice probably will win here, but I'm just gonna pick Bad Luck Fale and just do the random crapshoot choice. So
yeah. All right. So our main event for the evening is for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. The champion in his first defense, the Golden Star Kota Ibushi, defends against the submission master, the pro wrestling master, Zack Sabre Jr.
So I love these matches. I love Kota Ibushi against Zack Sabre. This is one of my favorite matches that takes place in New Japan. I think that these two guys are two of each other's best opponents, and this wasn't at first a card that I was too high on, to be honest with you. But when you look at it, I mean, it's a pretty good card. Like, we got that awesome Young Lion tag. We got a really solid 10-man tag in the second match of the night. Setting up some title, matches. We got Mikey Nichols versus Chase Owens might not be good, but at least we're getting a singles match, special singles match. We don't get those every day. The 10-man tag before this should be good. I don't know how I feel about Juice and Bad Luck Fale, but being optimistic, maybe they'll pull something out.
Yeah.
But then to top it off with Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre, this is actually kind of a sleeper show. I don't think they've ever really had a bad match, and they've never really main evented like this for a title. Both guys are, in the middle of a pretty awesome career stride. They both seem to be in their primes right now. I think that this match is going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this match is going to get a lot of time. I think this has potential to be one of the best Sabre Ibushi matches that they've had.
Match of the month?
Yeah, it could be
possibly
match of the month contender. One of these guys, it could build their case for wrestler of the month.
Wrestler of the year. I mean, there's a lot of implications here. Both of these guys are having great years as it is already. So, I mean, this is going to go a long way to kind of building their case for that. But, I mean, the more important thing is just, like, both of these guys are, like, in that upper level. They're not quite, I wouldn't call them top 4 guys in the company right now, but they're, like,
they're pushing against that glass ceiling.
Yeah, they're pushing against that ceiling. So, I mean, this is going to go a long way in kind of solidifying their status in the company as it is. I'm very much looking forward to that match. And those guys just, they always have freaking brutal wars, and it's going to be good.
Yeah. So, I'm going with Kota Ibushi here.
I'm going Kota Ibushi as well.
Yeah, I feel like, with him under contract, they're going to strap the rocket on this man and just push him to the moon.
He's got to get his win back.
Yeah, he's got to get the win back from Sabre from the New Japan Cup. And then I expect Kota Ibushi to have a very strong summer. I'm expecting to have some more successful defenses later on in the summer. I expect him to have a very strong G1 climax. So yeah, all aboard the Golden Star train.
Awesome. Yeah, this show looks good, man. I'm excited.
All right, so we have a few more questions to answer, and then we can jump into news. So a question from Reddit user Jai Brian. He says, based on the Dontaku cards, what do you see as the main event of Dominion?
Ooh, that was something we touched on earlier in the show, and I hadn't thought about it. So, I mean, I haven't looked extensively at these Dontaku cards. So, I mean, obviously, we're getting a title defense from Sonata. Sonata against Okada. That's one reason I definitely don't think Sonata will be winning the G1. Although, I mean, you never know. If you think about it, last year, who was it that was challenging for the IWGP title at Dontaku?
Last year? Was it, I forget, was it Sonata or Evil?
It was Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Oh, that's right. The match for the record. Yeah.
In May, yep.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward to G1, the Ace wins the G1. He goes to Wrestle Kingdom. So, I mean, there is precedent there. But I would be surprised if they went with Sonata.
Yeah, well, I think the key is like looking at some of the big singles matches coming up. So, wrestling Hinokuni, you got Nichols against Fale, Juice versus Chase. Then you got Goto versus Jay White.
I don't know if any of those guys would be realistic contenders for being in the main event of Dominion.
I think Jay White.
Jay White is. The only thing with that is they just did it, so they'd have to like rebuild it again. I don't know if there's enough demand for that. Plus, like, unless you want to put the belt back on Jay White, like, should his character be taking another loss so soon to Okada?
Right. And then,
but then you got to figure, like, who does Okada go up against after Sonata?
Yeah. It's a good question. I mean, and then on, night one of Dontaku, you got Cobb defending the Never Belt against Taichi. Got Dragon Lee defending against Taiji. I mean, potentially, maybe Cobb could do something.
No. Headline Dominion, the second biggest show of the year. I'm actually worried about Dominion this year, to be honest with you. Not to say that it won't deliver, but we've been spoiled. The Dominion card the last 2 years in a row has been outstandingly, like Wrestle Kingdom level good.
Show of the year. I mean,
it was show of the year last year.
Yeah, it beat out Wrestle Kingdom.
And I thought that the Dominion from the year before was as good, maybe even better than Wrestle Kingdom from that year. So it's got a lot to live up to. So that's the thing. Like, whoever goes up against Okada, if he's still the champion, that is, it's got to be a big match.
Yeah, I mean, another key singles match happening on night 2 of Dontaku is Ishii versus Evil. Could Ishii versus Okada main event Dominion?
Maybe, but I don't see it.
I mean, could they do Evil on Okada?
No, I don't think any of these guys are realistic at all. Like, the only guys that are realistic to go against Okada at Dominion would be, like, top level big star guys. Like, they're not going to do Evil. They're not going to do the majority of the guys we just listed. I mean, Ishii is maybe possible, but I don't know if the company's behind him like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about it's going to be like either a Naito, a Chris Jericho, a Kenny Omega, Suzuki.
I could see them
White.
bringing Jericho in. Jericho's mentioned in the past he wants to work Okada.
That would be my prediction.
There have been rumors that he's been working closely with Gato on what his next match would be.
That would be my prediction if you really want, because nothing really looks. I mean, you do Naito again. I feel like it's too soon. You do most of the guys that they could do. Like, I don't think they should do Kota Ibushi yet against him. I don't think they should do.
I mean, he'll still be IC champ. I'm sure there might be an IC title match that night.
I don't think they should do Naito. I don't think they should do Tanahashi again. Like, in an ideal world, based on everything that's happening right now, if you want my like prediction, the guy that they should do is Jericho.
Yeah.
And that would draw. And that would be big business.
And it's a fresh title defense.
But it's so, like, we don't know what the relationship is. We don't know what's going to happen. But, like, that's what I would do.
Yeah. It's a good question there, Jai Brian. Next question, another question from our boy Rambo and Slam Pig. He says, do you think Dragon Lee will have a few challengers before Hiromu's return? Will he drop the belt to Hiromu soon after Hiromu is back?
I mean, I assume the only reason they put the belt on him realistically is to set up a title defense against Hiromu. He's going to be in the Best of the Super Juniors. The champion is supposed to defend the belt against whoever wins the Best of the Super Juniors. So, going off of tradition, if they follow tradition, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got to think. Well, I mean, is there any chance Taiji beats him, gets the belt back?
Yeah, that's possible. So, I mean, that would make the whole thing weird. It would be a weird booking decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's say he beats Taiji Ishimori. Well, then we're getting a title defense there. We're getting a title defense against whoever wins Best of the Super Juniors. That's at least 2 title defenses prior to Hiromu coming back.
Yeah. Unless,
was it last week where you said, what if he wins the whole tournament and then defends against Hiromu at Dominion?
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. I mean, either way, I don't see Dragon Lee having a very long title reign personally, just because he's such a staple in CMLL and he only comes here so infrequently.
Right.
That's why I don't see him having a prolonged title reign regardless.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think the main reason for putting the belt on him was to set up a Hiromu match.
But either way, he will have a few challengers.
Right.
Ishimori's challenging him.
Potential winner of Best of Super Juniors.
And then, yeah, so I mean, you're talking about at least 2 title defenses before he faces Hiromu, which that's actually a pretty respectable reign for that belt.
Yeah. Question from Why Did You Do That, Bro? He says, who will Shingo first lose to in a singles match? Sho, Taiji, or Ospreay?
It's a good question. I have no freaking idea. What do you think?
So let's go with these three guys. Out of these three guys,
they built it up so much. I don't want them to just throw it away.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's best the Super Juniors guys lose. He's probably gonna get beat by somebody in that tournament.
Out of these three, out of Sho, Taiji, and Ospreay, I think I would pick Ospreay to beat him.
Yeah.
Just because there's potential of Ospreay going fully heavyweight after Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah.
So you have him beat Shingo, and that kind of gives Ospreay some credibility to going forward.
Yep.
Let's see, where am I? Next question from Senior Sombrero 3K. He says, when New Japan brings over foreign talent for a tour, example Best of the Super Juniors, what costs are covered by the company? I mean things like their accommodation, travel, etc., or all the talent, foreign and home, put in hotels for the duration of the tour. I'm basing this on the WWE model where in the States they have to cover all their costs, but when internationally they are looked after. I'm not 100% sure of how the whole traveling and booking stuff works in New Japan.
Yeah, I don't have intimate knowledge about what kind of costs are or aren't taken care of by the company. Sometimes, though, it does seem like based off of, like, for instance, a lot of times when the guys are on tour, I do know that they all end up being, like, in the same hotel. You know what I mean?
Right, and they all, like, the factions all travel together.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. That could indicate to me that maybe there's a group rate that the wrestlers get, or maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I couldn't say.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to reach out to some sources that would have some better information on that and get a better answer for you.
We will reach out to we have sources. We will reach out to them. We will do some research for you people. And you know what I mean when I say
you people.
You people. I mean your marks. That's what I mean.
Next question from Reddit user Chuck Kidman. He says, do you believe New Japan will run MSG by themselves one day after ROH's performance at the show?
Maybe. But I don't know, man. This is a pretty conservative company. I mean, let's be clear here. They would have never run Ring of Honor, or they would have never run Madison Square Garden without Ring of Honor.
Right, yeah. Ring of Honor was, thanks to those Sinclair lawyers, got that show in the building.
That's true, but not even just that. Like, they would have never even attempted to book the building without Ring of Honor first, like, inviting them to be part of it.
Right. And
giving them some sort of assurance of, the element of a supercard, whatever that may be. So I really don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I'm sure it's got to cost a lot of money to run Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I mean, they did do over $1 million gate, though, which is phenomenal. But, yeah, I have no clue.
All right, well, that wraps it up for the
What do you think?
questions.
You think they'll run MSG? I got to tell you, I kind of think no.
I don't know. So watching those MSG video interview things they did on New Japan World and YouTube, they put a lot of emphasis on, the Japanese wrestlers that have wrestled in Madison Square Garden and what a big deal it is. You got AAA that's going to be running Madison Square Garden in September.
That's going to bomb, though.
So maybe I'm not 100% ruling it out. I think it's very unlikely, but I feel maybe in the future that they could consider it based on how many American shows they want to do and where they want to look at and how big American shows they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Potentially that could be a spot.
All right, let's get to this news.
Yeah, so by the time you're hearing this podcast, depending on when this gets released, it'll be April 16th. And so April 16th, 25 years ago, 1994, was the first ever Super J Cup that featured the awesome match between Jushin Thunder Liger and Great Hayabusa.
Yeah, big recommend. If you've never seen that match, go out of your way to see it.
And the NJPW Global Twitter account tweeted out the link to that match on New Japan World.
Nice.
So definitely go ahead and check that match out.
Super J Cup, the main event. Is that I always get the J Crown and the Super J Cup confused in my mind. Let me take a look here, because I think the main event or the finals of the Super J Cup, did Liger win that, or was it Sasuke versus Benoit?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm looking it up right now. I have a feeling it's that match that I just mentioned.
Wild Pegasus.
Yeah, Wild Pegasus.
Benoit.
Yeah,
defeated the great Sasuke.
Yeah, you know what? For years, that was like my greatest New Japan match of all time. For years, anytime someone would ask me what's your favorite New Japan match, it's like that
Wild
match.
Pegasus, great Sasuke.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So up next in the news, New Japan, they advertised the first 4 names for the G1 Climax Night 1 in Dallas, and those 4 names are your current IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada, the current IWGP Intercontinental Champion Kota Ibushi, the leader of LIJ Tetsuya Naito, and the leader of the Bullet Club Switchblade Jay White.
Do you want to know what one of my early predictions is for this whole thing? We'll see what it looks like when the tour comes to a close, but my prediction right now is that in the A block, the finals are going to be, based on just this picture alone, we're going to get Okada versus Ibushi as the A block finals. We're going to get Naito against Jay White as the B block finals.
That could be very possible. Those are 2 matches that they've protected.
Yep.
And so, those could potentially be, the 2 big main events at the end of those blocks.
It's just the way, a lot of times, the way Gato does the booking of these G1s, they give away the winners right away, but we don't see it. We don't realize it. They put out an ad like this, and they put all the finalists right there, right in front of us, and then you get to the end of it, and you're like, why didn't I see it? Nah, no longer. You're not pulling the wool over my eyes. They already gave us the finals. They're right here.
Yeah. You know what match I want to see main event the Dallas show?
What's that?
I would love to see Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi as the main event of Night 1 of the A block.
Oh my gosh, bro! Yes, that's what I want to see too.
That's the match that they always wanted to happen in America. This is the time. This is the place. I'm petitioning for it
bro,
now.
I think I would cry. I'm getting emotional thinking about it right
Floyd,
now.
bring the Kleenex.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, so that's what I want to see.
Bro, that's such a good call.
So other news about this Dallas show. So Dave Meltzer reported in last week's Wrestling Observer that they are discounting tickets for the Dallas show, saying because the advance is so disappointing. And there are a lot of different views on this, saying that this kind of cheapens the product. And
dude, the price, the tickets were already overpriced to begin with. To be completely honest, I thought they priced themselves out from the get go.
Yeah, and they were also kind of giving away discount stuff during the New Japan Matsuri and some other stuff at the New Japan Festival.
I'm telling you guys right now, if you're if you're a listener, you're probably a diehard anyways. But I know not everybody can go, but dude, if you have the ability to go, the first night of the G1 is not gonna disappoint. Do yourself a freaking favor, get one of these discounted tickets and be in Dallas.
Right, and guys, if you want more big New Japan shows, we got to show up to this thing big and strong and show Harold May and crew that. We weren't just Bull Club and Elite fans. We were actual fans of New Japan.
Well, here's the thing. It's they did such big business for those Long Beach shows, and it was the first time and the newness, and everyone was so excited. It was you had to be there. And then kind of the same thing when they ran the Cow Palace, right? But now they're probably going to wind up giving us a real for the first time real New Japan card. And people are not going to show up, and it's guys, this is the one you want to be at. Forget those shows from before.
Right.
This is the freaking G1
Climax. Yeah,
don't miss this.
But I think it was a great move for them to announce these 4 big names, because you have a lot
tickets are going to pop up. Yeah,
you have a lot of casual fans that might not understand. They use G1 on everything: G1 Supercard, G1 Special, G1 this.
That is a mistake. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good way to help differentiate or promote the brand in America.
Yeah,
like if you call everything G1, then people are just like, well, what am I watching? But like, give it a new name. You're
right. So I think it's great letting people know, hey, Okada, Jay White, Ibushi, Naito are going to be on the card. I think that will help ticket sales, and I think pretty soon,
Bro, my excitement level is bolstered, and I already knew those guys were all going to be there.
Yeah,
obviously,
just seeing the graphic and seeing it on paper, it helps.
Here's the only thing. Here's the little dirty secret. They're not all probably going to be in singles matches,
right? Because it's going to be A block. It's going to be an A block night, and you'll get depending on how many people in the tournament. If it's based off previous years, we'll get 5 singles matches.
But what that means is those 5 singles matches are going to get real time, so it's going to be a good show.
Right?
Yeah, I can't wait.
And some of those undercard tag matches will be
They're
fire
good,
because it's guys that are in the tournament. The B block guys, will be in tag matches, and it'll probably be good stuff too.
Completely agree.
And so speaking of foreign Japan shows, New Japan has dates set for Australia. So it was announced that the NJPW Southern Showdown is coming to Melbourne, Australia on Saturday, June 29th. The event is taking place at Melbourne's Festival Hall. New Japan has a registration page open for a mailing list pre-sale, with pre-sale tickets being made available on April 24th at noon. And then tickets will go on sale to the general public at noon on April 26th. And then the New Japan Twitter account announced that there will be a second event in Sydney, Australia, with more details coming soon on that.
Shout out to my dog, Chris Bryan.
Yeah, Chris Bryan, co-host of Grown Men Watch This Shit.
Gotta make it out to that Sydney show, dog.
He said one of our listeners, tweeted at him and asked if he was going to be there. And he's, of course, planning on being there.
Awesome.
Like I mentioned earlier about the Ring of Honor World Tag Titles, there will be on the line at the War of the Worlds Tour, Buffalo, New York, Wednesday, May 8th. It'll be Lethal and Gresham against the Guerrillas of Destiny. Also, for the War of the Worlds Tour in Grand Rapids, Saturday, May 11th, and Villa Park, Illinois on Sunday, May 12th. And for that tour, Ring of Honor has announced that Guerrillas of Destiny, Satoshi Kojima, Yuji Nagata, and Hiroki Goto will be at the War of the Worlds.
Did you see what they announced for title shot?
No, the only thing the world title shot?
Yeah.
Yes, PCO will be challenging Matt Taven. PCO, he pinned Taven yesterday at the Masters of the Craft. They were defending their 6-man belts against the Kingdom.
He's getting a title shot in Toronto.
Yeah.
Belt this man up.
Yes.
PCO.
Put the
Ring
belt,
of Honor World Champion.
Put the belt on PCO. Save his promotion.
Yes. Bro, if they put the belt on PCO, I'll start watching literally like every week. I'll be a freaking stand for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, dude. So hopefully they end up doing that. Any thoughts on the New Japan talent currently announced for War of the Worlds? Do you think it looks kind of light?
I could care less about the War of the Worlds tour. I don't care about any tour that New Japan does with Ring of Honor at all anymore.
Bang, bang.
They suck.
You putting out trash, we gonna rip you to bits.
I could care less. Like I've got no interest in this.
So something that we should have interest in is...
I will say this though. One thing I'll take back a little bit. In the past, they've been able to get away with having a bunch of quote unquote New Japan talent in Ring of Honor, namely the Bucks, namely Cody, namely Marty, namely Hangman, namely Kenny. Now they're actually going to have to bring over some real New Japan talent, so that's the one positive. So on an optimistic note. But these shows have sucked for years.
Yeah.
They suck.
The last couple of years they've been pretty weak compared to like the Rev Pro shows.
Bro, War of the Worlds used to be like a dream match like factory.
Getting like Nakamura and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, like it's not
Okada and AJ Styles and Elgin three-way.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore, so until they start announcing something that like I can like until they tell me I'm getting Ishii and PCO, I really don't care.
Yeah. But something that we can care about is a free match of the week. Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. from the G1 Climax 28.
That was this last G1?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best match they've ever had together. That's a barn burner. It's a great match. It's one of my favorite matches of the G1 this past year. Check it out. Don't miss that match. Even if you don't like Zack Sabre Jr., be sure to watch that match.
Last thing I got here, the IWGP US Champ, Juice Robinson. He was on Talk Is Jericho last week.
I'll have to check that out.
Detailing, his run in FCW NXT and leaving there and going to New Japan, being a part of the dojo, and kind of his career in New Japan.
When he sings the Talk Is Jericho song, does he say "Talk Is Me"?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I've
always wondered, like, if he's saying "Talk Is Me."
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
That's awesome.
So that's
gonna do it. Okay, so I'm closing the show now. Screw you, Jeremy.
All right, go for it.
No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
the one time I opened the show, like, Rich was like, "This is jarring. What is happening?"
Oh man. But so that wraps it up. Kind of a shorter episode this week.
Well, we had that super show last week's freaking marathon.
Yeah. So we have Sengoku Lord coming up this weekend. So next week we'll be back to review Sengoku Lord and of course keep you up to date on all the latest news in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Make sure to connect with us on social media. On Twitter, I'm at Jeremy L. Donovan. The show is at KI Strong Style. You can also follow us at Social Suplex. On Facebook, we're facebook.com/Social Suplex. Also, you can join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Wrestling Squared Circle. On Reddit, I am the Pro Black Guy. Josh is Keeping It Strong Style. You can email me, jeremy@socialsuplex.com. You can also check out all the other shows on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. On Sundays, we have One Nation Radio, hosted by Rich Latta and James Boyd. On Wednesdays, we have the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show from Scotland. Every other Wednesday, we have our podcast dedicated to independent wrestling. Grown Men Watch This Shit, hosted by Jeremy Tate and Chris Bryant. On Thursdays, we have NXT Then, Now, and Forever, hosted by James Boyd. And on Saturdays, we have All Things Elite with Floyd Johnson Jr. And you were on this past weekend's episode of All Things Elite.
Yes, I was, but I'm looking on the bigger and better things. Moving forward, never looking back, no days off, determination, never quit, hustle,
never give up, never say die.
No, but I really enjoyed my time on the show. We had a really good conversation.
Yeah, you did. I thought it was a really solid episode, and a great episode of All Things Elite. And we are in the talks of potentially having a new permanent co-host on All Things Elite with Floyd. I think somebody that the internet community will be very happy with. So
we'll see.
Nothing signed. The deal's not finalized. The contract has been put out there. The offer has been put out there. So we'll see if this person signs the dotted line and joins the Social Suplex team. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating and review, and we will catch you next week on Keeping It Strong Style, the ace of podcasts.
Bang.
Thank you for listening to Keepin' It Strong Style. We'll see you next time.